All right, Abuja, Pinaxtv. We have a lot of updates. The Ebremo and area into best stress or Bejimre na oni atina. Now quickly, Yonko Togo, Ghana's neighboring country. You know a share border. Ghana has say now and sembe brief you honum by the updates in Ebemamu. Mobekaya Paul Henry Damiba or no and Yavan is a mechanic set of free suma Ibrahim Traore by because Ibrahim Traore be Coup and the two no edino e free akonya so na update e free Togo and say papa no ye two ni free akonya so ye ni Togo and na okobo ne sesen wo okobo ne ho adwa wo na a lot of updates coming from Burkina Faso chere say say enkofo bi share Paul Damiba chi bono kutupa she ne kutupa say onko back to Burkina Faso na on san konkoye another coup wo honom enti no anama Togo for omo ani abre say wontimi ntina ye krom na onsan enhye Coup bio ewo Burkina Faso enti eno enama Ghana has been on high alert because say wontimi antena Togo ayem say Benin de eho hye Nigeria so nye kura me yehwe so betimi akopie mu ho na say the next year destination betimi aye Ghana na sese anyame cha de coming in from Togo ekra na sese Paul Damiba no omo ensa aka no omo ache na omo ensa so abone na echi amana akopie back to Burkina Faso because omo kra support na eba from the United States of America. I say among for President Donald Trump or more boy chira senke mo be ya no metimi asanso atu President Ibrahim Traore free akonya no so ewo ho enti no anama Togo for dodo na omu ehu ne se omu empene ema sansem ni nsi President Ibrahim Traore bae no military leader bae no niema oye kire se some of past African leaders in human no compare some ye said no compare some chikire Africa as a whole no NM say Ibrahim Traore has started wo ho no mo oye enti ama the western world most of them now omo any NG eni jumadi a odi ho enti ebi mu hu no say omo ene hye Paul Damiba nechi ama omo ekoye sa Coup no ewo ho no enti on your screens Paul Damiba somewhere in 2022 oye Coup ewo Burkina Faso ema obedi president the swearing in ceremony and the screens ne so na o hwe no enti ono and associate from Togo Togo presidency omode ensema ba beto dwa say extradition bi akoso ama o mache no e no every ho de na kopie me Burkina Faso or say on your screens Togo has arrested and expelled Burkina Faso's former president Paul Henry Damiba to his home country after officials there accused him of attempting a coup against the military leader Ibrahim Traore. Now say announcement a free Burkina Faso eba nyina e kire say coup attempt be koso ebi mo so say assassination attempt and as attack akọ President Ibrahim Traore so ni nyina no na President Paul Damiba former president no na ohihye kire Togo for omode sa announcement we ba Damiba who came to power in 2022 after a coup against Burkina Faso's civil government which had lost support over rising violence by Islamist militants was ousted in a coup by Ibrahim Traore, who continues to head the military-led government. In 2022, oye coup editia yes our president and I said civilian president and no war Burkina Faso no 2022 na and on so ye coup editia because and somewhere they board the civilian government no say Paul Damiba buy na ontimi mo ne ho modern ensi ano kwan enti Ibrahim Traore so lead coup in the same 2022 omo ekotu no edi free ho earlier this month Burkina Faso announced it had disrupted a plot to kill Traore allegedly orchestrated by Damiba, who had sought refuge in the Togolese capital Lomé. And you can see Lomé and Ghana there. I mean, we share borders very close on Nantia from Aflao to Lomé. It's just a walking distance. Uche Manuel Drew. And you know, and I'm a border so on very high alert because as they are taking the president away, where will those people go? And you know, another question. And you assassination attempts are course so and I say Burkina government etimi esi ano kwan ni nyina na Paul Damiba and a share kira na orchestrate we nyina from Togo. Togo's presidency did not link Damiba directly to any specific coup plot in Burkina Faso, but said he had been previously warned about involvement in efforts to destabilize his home country. And in as much as said the president and I said the Togolese government omo try to play say omo ense dan for no kotumbe bre because they don't want to create some form of an enmity between Togo ni Burkina for nti no omo de omo eda asem no so cool going in the reports be bremo na che say officially the Burkina Faso led government Ibrahim Traore omo the official request echo Togo say yen former president no former president no and Samra back yen kind the last part Traore has announced several coup attempts since he took over power and it's update na say Burkina for ankasa the official extradition request echo Togo no and also the bebremo on your screens is President Ibrahim Traore as see any day a lot of attacks so from the Western world almost back the former president Paul the former president Paul Henry Damiba say obetimi a stage coup Burkina Faso say the nyamencha there Togo for the ababetu ya so almost aka president the residence in Lomé omo evade ho omo chena omo extradition back to the home country not the president Ibrahim Traore person oye bia no betimi e so on your screens Reuters omo reporter omo edibai so we'll go through Togo expels ex-Burkina Faso leader after coup plot claim and here twice Togo has arrested and expelled Burkina Faso's former president to his home country after officials there accused him of attempting a coup. Two sources told Reuters. And Paul Henry Damiba came to power in 2022 after a coup against Burkina Faso's civilian government, which had lost support over rising violence by Islamist militants. And it's our Islamist militants, President Paul Damiba also by Juma na osenko ye the military group in Burkina Faso so they will be able to fight this Islamist militants no and also ya dia went me anye eno na ama ni can say ni colleagues in the military group no omo ani anje ho omo so stage coup led by President Ibrahim Traore. Damiba's failure to stop the militant groups angered the ranks of the armed forces in the West African country and he was ousted in a coup later that same year by Ibrahim Traore, who continues to head the military-led government. And President Ibrahim Traore, as we speak now from 2022 to 2026, he is still the president of Burkina Faso. Like I said, military coup, Dodona, and Akko. And so honum with Reuters from reports not yet the amamo. And yes, Ghana has to be on high alert because said and some no ebo the odiani mu no ne ache no na omo ka no ho na omo abo omo ho adwa e wo Togo no so where are they going to but the catch them say Benin enye a welcoming place for them because e ho ankasa no e ho huru dada ansa na omo asa to aso ko Nigeria no enti the safest place omo ze border no e very porous omo betimi awram e Ghana. That is why I dey kire mu say Ghana has been on high alert e wo e borders no e so enti etwaso na the Reuters omo release no enso so e de atwaso e de amamo e wo ehonom. Yes, I say a security source and a source close to Togo's presidency told Reuters on Tuesday that Damiba had been arrested on Saturday and flown out to Ouagadougou. Producer Abesade Reuters omo release nasa to swama. And on Tuesday, within this week, and omo edeno call back to Ouagadougou. Se there was President Ibrahim Traore. Epese odi no ebiano or betimi atwaso na odi ayeno. See later in the day, Togo confirmed Damiba's extradition, saying in a statement that it came in response to a request received by Burkina Faso on January 12. And now make say a few and about less than 7 days and an official request no call to Togo say omu here a former president because and some people also be no yet Ghana ha and answer their request so many months ni yet their reports bia emfiri mu ema yenya hu mu aye bia but within some few days Burkina Faso di omo de ekopiem e Togo no omo ensa aka imuaye e wo ehonom. Also later in the day Togo confirmed Damiba's extradition, saying in a statement that it came in response to a request received by Burkina Faso. The charges against Damiba na say e dey na Burkina Faso president. Still now we hear a Damiba. Yes, there has been rumors and as some also say or no or plotting assassination attempt or also plotting a coup trying to destabilize the government of Burkina Faso led by President Ibrahim Traoré. Now and some bono. Also the charges against Damiba in Burkina Faso include embezzlement of public funds, illicit enrichment, corruption and money laundering. The Togolese statement said, dated Monday, but distributed on Tuesday. And yes, indeed. And someone they abandoned and said, he was enriching himself. Time I know or what Akunyasono, he was enriching himself. There was some charges of embezzlement of funds, and also the board President Paul Henry Damiba, and also and these are the number of counts. President Henry Damiba enuntino ama sese Burkina Faso omani abrese omu hia no se omo ebenya no wo Burkina Faso krom ho enti wo hwe charges na eba na ase omo nheda mfa Coup ne nka ho omo nheda emfa assassination attempt ne so nka ho Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traoré he wants to lay low na nsa ebetimi aka the former president or say the colleague military mu. Reuters was unable to reach Damiba for comment, and it was unclear if he had a lawyer in Togo. The government of Burkina Faso did not respond to a request or comment. It is here as we are speaking now, no, you bet me I confirm. Say Togo for or more a former president Damiba Akopie. Also, the source close to Togo's presidency did not link Damiba directly to any specific coup plot in Burkina Faso, but said he had been previously warned about involvement in efforts to destabilize his home country. West and Central Africa has been rocked by 9 military coups since 2020. So in the space of 6 years, West Africa, about 9 coups. And I see some were successful. A year presidency are changing from civilian to a military rule. So Traoré has announced several coup attempts since he took over power. And any updates are free Togo. As I say, former President Henry Damiba Paul Okako PM through extradition from Togo, because in some nearby I say ye dey abeto anim say ye hia way. And I say here President Paul Damiba, former president, ewo ukrom na se wan boa ama ya nyina afi wan kopiem na omo ahwe ni na asem wo hono mo a na je say you are trying to stand beside President Paul Damiba, former president, and in the Western world they are trying all efforts so betimi President President Ibrahim Traoré free akonya no so no ntia no na ama Togo force say dey omo apepa mo nsa free President Henry Damiba ho ama akoye nsem bebre ni accomplices omo so ewo ho no mo a sesi a omu bebi omo de omo ani be kire because akoye nsem pi ewo Togo ho no mo a ye de update no free ho e de mamo so on your screens President Ibrahim Traoré na ensem we ya mu Mobekaya, the last time you bring update, Ghana, your border no so in the northern part of Ghana. Say Yensaka, 17 Burkinabe soldiers be your border no so honum. Emma updates in by calls had to go through between diplomatic talks had to go on between Ghana's ambassador in Burkina Faso and Ghana's ambassador or Burkina's ambassador in Ghana here Omudin Komo to confirm the identity of the 17 people Yensaka omo Ghana your border no so in the northern part ana ebe Niagara Forest the northern part of Ghana. Now as updates free honum ediaba because the jihadist group ana omo enana Burkinabe for no they were trying to trace them na omo ensai omo camp no reports are battery mu na chese omo nsa etimi akoka omo because ye chi 17 no ewo Ghana border so no ye jai omo because enkomo diplomatic talks no course so they were able to identify omo who say yes indeed these people are people that are working for the Burkinabe government they are army and as omo ye soldier for omo eboa the Burkinabe government coming from President Ibrahim Traoré na sifo ni bi ana adwuma yefo ni bi in the army omo na be PM and Jesus saying the updates are omo claim say inside the Nazinga forest omo ensa ka jihadist group no omo base and omo camp omo set in the Nazinga forest no omo etimi eyi omo free ho On your screens, Burkinabe forces claim to have dismantled a JNIM, that is a jihadist base inside the Nazinga forest near Ghanaian border, the same area where 17 Burkinabe elements were recently arrested for cross-border violations. Any updates are a free that part of Burkina Faso and that section of Ghana's border. Yeah, the air bremo say idea. Omo ensa etimi aka jihadist group no omo dismantle omo base no. On your screen say niema bi omo gigi free omo ho na ebi mu kire mu a sa bikes ya mu hui. Some of them were bikes, some of them are having Ghanaian number plates. Kire mu na che say jihadists for no, they moved from Ghana and I say Oma bagana hampo abeye operation be edi free hanum edi akọ. These are the motorbikes they are on your screens na ebi mu kire mu a some of them were having Ghanaian number plates. Just they came to Ghana to conduct some operations be a mo mun satimi kan sa motorbikes. On your screens too rounds of bullets. What means be a AK-47 omu bullet receivers now omu edi hihye mu ni bi no ebi ene gugu honoma on your screens ebi nso so etuo mobile phones, a number of them, a lot of mobile phones. As what means a robbery in aka home because they have to find ways to survive. How do they power omoniema and as omu computers omoniema di adwuma omu use solar? And on your screens you could see say there's a solar panel and also so ewo honoma enema we bre na ohwe button e sinchen so and also so ye menka say bullets and a gum ene tuo emse mako nan ena wuhu ewo ho no mo a omoniema ye gigi free omo ho ena ewo ho no ena ohwe a we ye Nazinga forest ho angasa before omo evade omo camp ho no ena omo ekoche omo ewo ho no enti we enso so ye the previous update ye de bremo was 17 heavily armed Burkinabe soldiers were arrested setting up combat positions in Ghanaian territory. Enti me can say if information being umunya until they had to move into the Ghanaian territory, was it because of these jihadists? Ya chase you omo free Burkina Faso no na afterwards omo Ghana no and the Burkina Faso omo army no had to come and set up a base and a combat position with sandbags because so setting up a base you have to find a way to protect your base and it's our sandbags. No questions were going on. People were asking say then omo tra omo honom etimu ebe pm in as much as people were saying say omo yira omo kwan ni ade na omo be pm ni ade no and to asumu because Ghana you really see omo no kra na be mu enti ase. Do you understand? And say in a lot of questions people are trying to find answers to. So one, how did Burkina Faso and as a Burkinabe army no omu across a border into Ghanaian territory to set up a camp with a well positioned camp in Ghana? Now na jihadists for also were able to get these motorbikes. Ebi mu hu ne say they were able to enter Ghana and cause some kind of operations before they were able to get their hand on these motorbikes. And no questions